baby! Buckeye Nation, we get it done again! We got the Let's go! Come on, baby! We're fired up! Best team in the nation, you can't tell me otherwise! Penn State is Woo! Let's go, baby! College Football Thursday. Let's get this episode started right. Let's get into it.
This is electric.
Wow.
Woo!
Holy smokes.
Wow, what an intro. I mean, the guy literally painted himself red for the gang. That was impressive. I think he might have like some sort of like brain damage from that.
I'm definitely gone.
You can
I'm
hear
definitely
losing a couple brain
now.
cells.
everyone in the studio can smell the
The aroma.
the fumes.
But it was worth it.
It was
Well,
worth it.
well maybe
deserved.
for you.
Ohio
but-
State.
Shut up, Buckeyes.
We
Shut
talked
up,
about it in the
Buckeyes.
recap a lot. That's how we opened the recap. The Buckeyes, huge win over Penn State. I mean, there's nothing like college football. It's just the one thing that always reminds us. It brings us back to our roots, college football. It's a pick show.
Every time.
Yep.
And we're here to make some picks. We got some big games this week, and I just want to jump right into them. After we talk these games, we're going to go into our cards, give out the upsets, and then talk mortal locks. 4 of us are in the parlay this week. Michael is relegated, as you would know if you watched on Wednesday.
Thank you.
But that means 4-way parlay for you. We're going to probably pay you a lot of money. A lot of us have been hot on these, not necessarily the mortals, but a lot of the picks.
We're ready to go. Don't
we
worry.
get ready to roll. We're going into it.
Yeah.
First game, big game, really big game, huge ranked matchup. Oregon at Utah. Pac-12 showdown. Oregon minus 6.5. Over under 48. We always start Pac-12 with our Pac-12 expert over there on the right, Mr. Tate. I mean, these Pac-12 teams, both one loss. The winner of this game is in prime position to make the Pac-12 championship.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I am obsessed with Oregon in this spot.
Ooh.
Yeah, I think this is kind of like their game to tell you that they're actually a team that you can put in the college football playoffs and then come back in the Pac-12 championship and make a case against Washington because that's what it looks like right now to make the college football playoffs. I think they're going to go into Utah and handle business because I don't think Utah has faced a defense like Oregon yet this year, other than UCLA.
I was going to say UCLA's
Yep.
defense.
And UCLA only
touchdown.
one offensive touchdown. Yep. And I think Oregon's offense is better than any team they've faced yet this year. So,
Even USC.
by far.
Oregon's offense is better than USC's offense.
Yes, USC's offense is terrible.
Wow. That's a bold statement.
defense is terrible.
Top 5 watch here, top 5 running back, probably top 5 quarterback. USC only has one of those. But yeah.
Continue, make the pick.
I mean that's pretty much all I have to say. I think Oregon actually rolls them. I think this is a fantastic game. I think finally Utah is just gonna crumble a little bit, and it's gonna be Oregon that comes out on top pretty easily here.
Ooh. All right, Ryan.
Yeah, I absolutely love this. I almost made this my mortal this week, but like I have too many eggs in this basket already with Oregon, so I can't just be all in and be devastated by this. But I mean, this is just an easy bet here. Utah's done nothing convincing. They lost to Oregon State, who at home. They barely beat UCLA, like Tate said, with one offensive touchdown, and they beat a USC team that we all know have a D4 defense. So like, play a good defense, play an offensive team that's proven to score against every team in the nation. I think this is easy Oregon minus 7. Only thing, I actually do like the under here, oddly, because I don't think Utah scores a lot of points. I think it could be like a 27-10 game, 31-10 game. So I do like the under 49, but love the spread.
Wow. I like Utah in this spot. I am not sold on Oregon as much as everyone else is. I know you guys are big on Oregon. I mean, they played a great game against Washington, but I've been on the wrong side of Utah. I keep betting against Utah thinking they're not that good. And like they continue to show that they are an elite defense, and on offense they can score when they need to. Like they just score enough to get it done. That's been Utah all season. If they only need to score 14 against UCLA, they'll score 14. Doesn't matter if the defense has to score the offense, they'll get it done. If they have to go up and put up 40 against USC, they can do that. So I think Utah keeps it close, and they're at home, and that stadium is going to be rocking. So I'll give me the home dog that's ranked and a chance to go to the conference championship. I like Utah plus the 6.5. It's a play. It's for sure on the card this week.
Yeah, no, give me Oregon by minus 27.5.
That's exactly what I want to hear.
Well, I mean, it goes back to what Tate and Ryan were talking about on how Utah's actually going to play a real defense in Oregon. And if we look at Utah's offense, they're a very rush-heavy defense
totally
offense. They look to gain momentum through everything on the ground. Let's go into some stats here.
Oh, love the stat segment.
Oregon ranks number 9 in the nation for the average rush yards per game with 86.3. They rank number 16 in average yards per rush at 3.1. I mean, they're not going to be able to get the momentum to get their offense to score. Oregon's offense is absolutely dynamic. What's
80
up?
yards per game and 3 yards per carry doesn't sound like a lot. 3 yards per carry is like small.
Well, it's funny because when I was looking at those stats, they actually have one of the fewest rushing attempts against them.
You're talking about against Oregon.
You know what I'm saying?
You're talking about against Oregon, not for the rush. He thought you were saying
Rush,
for Oregon.
you're saying Utah's
against.
rushing.
No. I'm
said
sorry.
Utah's
I'm
rushing
sorry.
against
I was
Oregon.
talking about
Oh,
Oregon's
yeah,
rushing
Oregon's
defense.
I don't
Rush
know.
defense.
Oh, he might have said
specifically.
defense. I didn't hear it. I
No,
thought you said
okay, yeah.
that.
I might not clarify. Oregon's
losing my
rushing
mind.
defense is
All
what I
right.
was talking
Go
about.
ahead, continue.
Like Utah's
Yeah.
biggest strength is going to be counterfeit.
Yeah, I was so
exactly,
confused. I was
exactly.
like, there's no way that's ninth in the
No,
country.
Ryan has it absolutely correct. Oregon's defense is too strong for the Utah's rushing offense. And I don't think Oregon's going to let off the break, so I'm actually going to take the over of 48. I think the points are too low.
Ooh.
I love that.
Mario?
Yeah, the spread's a weird one. But I guess it kind of makes sense because Utah's ranked. Just give me Oregon minus 6.5. But my big play is probably going to be the under. I love the under in this spot. I think it's two good defenses going at it. I think Oregon's still going to be able to put up points, and Utah not that many points. And I don't know. I just see maybe like a 24-3, 24-7, like Oregon win.
Wow. So I'm the only one on Utah.
I would love that. Yeah.
It was almost a consensus pick. Wow. I'm kind of sad I'm not riding the wave on
I mean,
it.
I
just
understand
can't get
the
behind
Utah pick. If Utah wasn't ranked, then it'd be weird. But it makes sense that it's like a touchdown and they're ranked. Like,
Yeah. No, it'll be a crazy game, especially like home ranked matchups. I mean, these teams play them close.
yeah.
Next ranked game, a ranked game that is a weird one because of the way the last couple games for these teams. Duke at Louisville. Louisville -4. The total's at 46.5. Just a little background here. Louisville was undefeated, looking like they were going to get rolling. They just beat Notre Dame.
Got killed by Pitt.
Just get absolutely killed by a terrible Pitt team. Duke, they didn't have their quarterback. They got Riley Leonard back. They were winning 20-17 in the third quarter against Florida State at Florida State. Riley Leonard gets hurt.
Yep.
3 straight touchdowns, Florida State, they don't even cover. So Duke, both these teams are in really weird spots where they're kind of reeling from losses, but they're both ranked, so we always have to talk about the ranked games. I'm going to start here because it's an ACC showdown. I love Duke plus the 4.5 here. Absolutely love Duke plus the 4.5. I watched that team play defense. Their defense is electric. I mean, through 3 quarters in Florida State, holding a top 4 team to 17 points, 2 offensive touchdowns. Like, this defense is really, really good. I saw what they did against Notre Dame, held Clemson to 7 points. Like, they've played good teams and held them to low numbers. Louisville, I am not sold on their offense at all. I was surprised they were undefeated. I was very shocked by the way they played Notre Dame. Then when they played Pitt, I was like, oh, this is who they are. Louisville should not be favored here. If Riley Leonard's playing, which is a maybe, even if he's hurt, I think they crush him. So I love the money line, but Duke +4 all the way. Even if he's not playing, I think their defense does enough to win the game. So, yeah, I'm all over it. Ryan, how do you feel?
This is weird. I've been last week I started doing the Vegas thing where if a line doesn't make sense to me, I think this should be a pick'em. Both these teams are exactly alike the way they played this year. I mean, Riley Leonard has been hurt, which makes them Duke a little worse. I mean, Duke should be favorites if Riley Leonard was healthy.
Yeah.
But like this should be a pick 'em eyes because Louisville's over a field goal favorite. I'm just gonna take Louisville -4 at home. Something about I guess playing at home for Louisville might spark them. Only thing I like here, I'm not gonna hammer Louisville -4. I'll put it on my card probably, but under 46 I really like. I mean, regardless of Riley Leonard playing, Louisville playing, their whatever, Duke's defense is so good, and there's no way Duke's gonna score a lot with Riley Leonard hobbling or not in. I just love the under 46. I think it's too high of a number.
Oh, so you're going Louisville in the under because the line's a little weird. Tate, are you on that same wavelength?
I don't have a pick on the side, but I absolutely love the under. 46.5 is way too many points for these two teams. I think both of them are actually pretty good defense. I don't think Riley Leonard is going to play. I think he's pretty banged up.
He is.
Yeah, so
He tried to get back for the Florida State game. That was his thing. And then he got hurt again, and they're like, dude, come on.
yeah, so I don't think there's any reason for them to play him this game.
Yeah.
With 2 losses as well, he'll come back and be great next year. But these, both these defenses are going to be strapping. I think it's an easy under 46 because I think Duke might not be able to get anything going on offense, but their defense will keep them in the game somehow. And Louisville's offense is not electric.
No,
So-
I didn't have a pick on the side on the total either, but I do like the under. I'm at the under 46.5. Yeah, I like the under. Mike, how you feel?
I'm actually not picking a side on this one. I'm kind of too thrown off by their last losses or by their last games being losses, and then also Riley Leonard being hurt. I know more about Duke, and I obviously don't know as much about Louisville, so I'm not gonna choose a side and just willy-nilly take Louisville. But I am definitely taking the under of 46.5. Strangely, the only reason why I kind of hesitated is a quick little fun fact. Duke has gone over in both of their road games, and Louisville has hit the over in 3 out of their past 4 games being favored. So signs are pointing towards the over, but I do think regardless of all of that, the teams that they played in the past to make those stats relevant didn't have defenses as solid as Duke and Louisville have. So yeah, I'm going to take the under.
Wow. That was really well thought through, Mike.
you.
That was probably
over there.
Yeah, that was sharp.
Thank you.
that was probably
sharp.
That's probably the best thing.
Can we maybe have
Thank you.
a consensus?
On the under?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There it is.
Only lost one all year, baby.
So,
Fireworks.
consensus pick, Mario's riding 2, and Tate convinced me to add to my card. The under 46.5, Duke Louisville. Finish out your thought, but I just had to throw that up
Best
there.
bet on the
Consensus
show.
pick,
Yeah.
put it up here. We're 6-1 or 5-1 consensus pick, so gotta ride that. Bang.
Yeah, it's a under for me. I think it's going to be a close game. I could see a way Duke keeps it within the 4 if Riley Leonard is out there, but it sounds like he's probably not going to be out there. I was kind of impartial.
The latest update is he is uncertain, so that
Yeah.
does
No,
not
that sounds
sound
worse than
that's
questionable.
For a side, I was impartial, but the more I've thought about it and the more I've heard like everyone talk, I'm probably just going to go with the home team that's healthy. So if I had to pick a side, I'd go Louisville -4. But yeah, I really like the under in this spot.
Okay.
Beautiful.
Fair.
Sweet. Next game, big game, Shador game. Shador way.
Shador way.
Colorado at UCLA. I mean, UCLA -17.5.
It's a joke.
Total 63.5. We're going back to the UCLA guy. Does Shador get a whip? Does Shador and Prime, do they do the Shador? Do they dance on him the Shador way? Watches out in UCLA.
0% chance.
0% chance.
0%.
0% chance.
I love that.
And by the way, the over in this game is 63.5. I think
Yeah.
that's absolutely ludicrous.
I think it should be under.
Yeah, I think this game's gonna go way under. It's gonna be one of those weird games where UCLA is gonna they don't know who they're gonna start at quarterback. They don't know who to start Garbers or Dante Moore.
They've got to start Garbers, right?
They're probably gonna start
Scored
Garbers, but
50 points last
I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know who's better quarterback at this point.
I think I do.
Yeah. Well, anyway. Anyway, but UCLA should pretty much just, especially with their defense, should just roll over them. I think this spread is so telling of what they think Colorado is now, and everyone kind of knows what Colorado is now, and they know what UCLA is about after absolutely steamrolling Stanford at home. UCLA is going to come home, and Colorado coming off a bye week, you'd think that they would have the edge at 17.5 points. It's going to be UCLA cover the 17 and the under of 63.5.
Wow.
Yeah. Don't really need to say much. It's pretty all over it. All I gotta say is Deion Sanders. See his beard? How he changed after the bye. It's all gray now. He let it grow out all gray. He's gonna get a lot more gray hairs after this game because it's gonna be bad. Yeah. I think not only is UCLA gonna cover, I don't know how many points Colorado's gonna score, to be honest. Maybe this UCLA team I've been saying all year is legit, and I mean,
Defense is
Who's that guy?
stout.
Tate, what's the guy's
Their
name on their
defense is
D-line?
stout.
That's like projected a top 5 pick.
Latu?
Yeah.
Latu, whatever his name is. Latu?
Just Latu.
Latu.
Yeah.
Just Latu.
Yeah.
Well, that guy, monster. He might have
He's
9
good.
sacks.
Yeah, it's Latu.
Layatu Latu.
right.
Shout out Layatu Latu.
Could be
Friend
a
of the
top,
pod.
top 5 draft pick.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
an absolute dog.
But yeah, go ahead.
I love UCLA, and the under is gonna be very good to me.
Wow, this is scaring me because everything that you guys said, I had written down here. when I first looked at this line. The under is the clear play here, which frightens me that we've all thought that immediately. But maybe people just think because Deion, there'll be points somehow.
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, I cannot get away from this under. This is way too many points. UCLA, I think, wins this game 35-10, something along those lines. And so on that line, I love UCLA minus 17.5. Same play as all three so far. UCLA minus 17.5, under 63.5.
Well, I mean, if this spread isn't the most trendy for my past season, this is, of course, my Colorado and also my I love riding with my boys. UCLA got a ride.
What happened last week?
He loves riding his boys.
I love riding with Tate.
Loves riding
Tate,
his boys.
Tate's my boy. I love riding, but also UCLA's offense is, I think, anemic, and their defense is absolutely stout. I'm going with the under of 63.5. I think it's way too many points.
So you're not picking a side.
No, I'm picking UCLA.
UCLA
'Cause I'm riding with my boy.
The public money.
and also Colorado.
Yeah, I want to point this out before Mario talks really quick.
Oh, we're
This
screwed.
is the number one indicator you want. Only 32% of the bets are on UCLA. So 68% of bets are on UCLA. 79% of money is on UCLA.
The public thinks
So
it's too many
big
points.
money bettors are betting UCLA, and there's a lot more people picking Colorado, which
Public
is
thinks it's way
all
too
the
many
signs
points,
for
yeah.
UCLA to cover. So before Mario, go ahead. Colorado fan.
Yeah,
Shador.
he has to. He
Shador.
rides. He rides.
Listen, plus 17.
rides.
17.5.
17.5. Oh my God. This is the exact striking distance I wanted. This is perfect for Colorado. They're going to keep this way, way, way within the spread. I think this is going to be a closer game than people realize. I think Colorado off a bye week, Deion cooks up something. That's why he hasn't shaved in a week. That's why you see all the
been
great
cooking.
hairs. He's been cooking. He's been deep in the lab.
Been burning.
Shador way. No, I don't even think we see a Shador way, to be honest. I think he's all locked in. No flash, nothing. He just takes care of business.
Wow.
Colorado plus 17, absolute play, and the over 63.5.
Wow.
The complete fade of the pod.
We had
Complete fade.
We had a four-way consensus on the side and the total, and Mario just says,
Sniped
"You know
it.
what? F it.
Yeah.
Colorado should go away." Wow,
I love it.
That is electric.
Points in this game.
That's why we talk.
It's
games.
going to be an electric game.
That's why we talk.
It's going to be
games.
electric.
That's why we talk games. Next game, big game for you
Oh yeah.
in the Big 12.
Yeah.
Oklahoma at Kansas. Oklahoma's minus 10. Totals at 65. This is a big spot for Oklahoma. Go ahead. You're a Big 12 guy.
I mean, this is such a sucker take because how can I not root against Oklahoma? Right? They seem to be the only thing standing in our way for the Big 12 championship.
And a quarterback. Yeah.
Well, okay, all right now. Yeah, a little early, too early.
Okay, all right, a little early.
Yeah, a little early.
I'll take that
Relax,
back. Yeah.
relax. But again, like I said, watching Oklahoma almost lose last week against UCF, it's really hard to not want them to just crumble.
Yeah.
Similar to what we saw with Alabama after Texas beat them, but we also didn't beat Oklahoma, so there's no reason for them to crumble.
Haven't Alabama not lost since Texas beat them?
Yeah, but they just didn't look as great, you know.
Oh.
And so it's same idea as why I'm taking Kansas plus 10.
Gotcha.
I hope that Oklahoma's crumbling. I don't think they will, but I hope.
You hope.
You can always
it's
hope.
a Kansas plus 10 hope bet.
Yeah, it's a
Mario
hope.
going
Yeah,
back
it's a
to you
hope
here.
bet.
Gotta love hope.
Yeah, I like the under in this game. I just think it's going to be kind of a grindy game at Kansas. I think Oklahoma's defense is good, and they're going to bottle up Kansas. That being said, I think Kansas just plays hard-nosed, gritty, old-school defense, as Dabo says. Just some good football.
Oh, God.
Just some good classic,
Dabo quote.
some classic football.
Pain.
So I think
What a
they keep it. I think they keep it within the 10. I think they keep it within the 10. If it gets outside, it's probably going to be late in the fourth quarter. But give me Kansas plus 10. Give me the under 65.
Wow. I mean, you guys seem to have the prevailing thought of the entire world so far. Over 80% of the bets, over 90% of the money is on Kansas on this spread. So it sounds like everyone thinks Kansas is going to cover. I disagree.
Yeah.
I think Oklahoma. I mean, you cannot go an entire football season without having a close game like that, especially close conference games.
But UCF?
It's random games.
They're
I mean,
not-
you
they're
saw
not good.
Washington last week with Arizona State. No one in the world thinks Arizona State's better than Washington. You saw Virginia beat North Carolina. No one in the world thinks Virginia's better than North Carolina. There are spots, especially this is the weeks that it happens. Week 8, 9, 10.
Yeah, ones you don't think about.
Man,
After
I
you
feel like
start
that
hot,
seems to be that's like a different scenario though, right?
what is
I don't know, just because of the conferences that they're playing in, I feel like that happens in Big 12. Like that's something you could expect, but that's not something you could expect.
Happens
with,
in
like,
every conference.
No, it happens every conference. I mean, every year there are games where like last year, Georgia, who had a team last year, they were losing. I forget who it was. Marshall, or it was like Marshall. It was someone else too. It might have been Missouri, but Missouri was bad
and
last year.
Marshall.
Yeah, I mean, there are always games like this. I think this is a way overreaction number and public betting. Oklahoma might be, to be completely honest, the team to beat outside of the Big Ten. With Brock Bowers gone, they might be the best team in the country. That's not Michigan, Ohio State, the winner of that. They are a very good team. Their defense is awesome.
Yep.
Quarterback who's sneaky for Heisman, Dylan Gabriel. I don't think they let off the gas. I mean, I think last week was the week. If they were going to get him, it was going to be last week. They escaped, and I don't think they look back. So I'm riding Oklahoma's train here. They roll in this spot. I think
Sounds like you're taking the over also.
No, I'm not even touching the side. I mean, just think
Oh.
they win this game by 20 or 30. I don't know how many points are total, but they roll.
Oh yeah, last week my mortal was UCLA minus 17 because of a broken number of the week prior. This is once again just recency bias. This is a terrible line. Oklahoma should be minus 18.5 minimum here. I'm gonna hammer Oklahoma minus 10. I also love the over. When Texas played Kansas, they scored a bunch on them. Kansas was hanging with them a little bit to start the game. I think this over gets crushed. Oklahoma's gonna come out. They need to show that last week was just a fluke and it won't happen again. This is a huge game. This is
On the
this is a
road.
rivalry game, big game. Like this isn't a throw around back pocket scheduled game. This is going to be a big game. I think Oklahoma hammers them. Dylan Gabriel goes nuts.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay on the sharp side of the table over here and roll with Oklahoma minus 9.5. Yeah.
10.
10,
It
yeah.
moved.
I don't think it matters. They're absolutely going to roll Kansas. But, I do have to say that Kansas, every single game this year has gone over 55 points or more scored
they scored
total. So, yeah, I don't know what it is about Kansas, but people score 1,000,000 points. Also, not to mention, Jalen Daniels is doubtful for this game. So, will be Jason Bean starting at quarterback for Kansas.
Jason
Wow,
Bean.
Jason Bean
okay,
starting?
first of all, what
Jason
a
Bean is
name.
a starter.
Wow.
He's the most, middle of the
Oklahoma
road.
minus 10.
Oh, switch.
Yeah.
Live switch.
Live switch.
He is the most middle of the road quarterback. He's okay.
He's
like
a bean.
He's okay.
he's
he's
okay.
a
He can
He'll get
carry
a solid
you.
7,
Yeah.
10 points.
Yeah, he can.
Maybe 10. That's
He's a bean.
But
pushing it.
Oklahoma should absolutely roll through this game.
Yeah.
They'll be like, oh shoot, we almost lost UCF last week. We're going on the road. We got to get up. And
Yeah,
play
I
for this
think
game.
Really
Venables.
quick.
Still give me the under.
I've watched Venables get teams up after close games.
Yeah.
These boys are flying around.
Really quick, something to throw out. Was it the public percentage of bets is 71% on the over with 92% of the money on the under. Just
Yeah, I'm
something,
still on
just
the
something
under.
to look
Oh,
at.
shit.
I'm still in
Just
there.
something to
That's
look
all
at.
But give me
I'm
Oklahoma
still
minus 10.
Just something to
Wow,
look
that's
at.
actually a wild.
Yeah,
Oklahoma minus 10.
I saw that and I
hammering
wanted
the
to throw it
That
out
is-
because
I'm hammering it.
That's
crazy.
that money flip is nuts. But okay,
Right?
wow, we had
Right?
a lot of different picks on Oklahoma. I'm not betting the under, but that those numbers are what I look
That's
for
crazy,
to bet
right?
unders. Yeah, I'm not gonna touch it. I just think Oklahoma can score 100 points. Next game, SEC game. Georgia's first game without Brock Bowers. Georgia at Florida. UGA on the road minus 14.5. Over unders at 47. I'll start here. I have been a Georgia rider all season. They haven't been covering spreads, but they've been winning games. They haven't lost a football game since the SEC championship in 2021. Since then, won 2 straight national championships. Carson Beck's starting to catch his stride, but they're out Brock Bowers, who's their best player. I do not think Georgia should be favored this much without Bowers on the road in Florida. I do not think they should be favored this much. They haven't been covering spreads. Whole public will be off of them. I think at kickoff, there will be over 80% of the bets on Florida. Everyone's going to take over a 2-touchdown underdog here. You really have to just bet Georgia here and hate it. You don't even have to like it. You don't have to think they're going to cover. There's no reason they should be this big of favorites. They've literally never covered a number. Besides 1 week was Florida or Kentucky. I think when their back's against the wall, like it is when they lose their best player, is when they play the best. So yeah, this isn't a surprise to pick Georgia often, but I think this is a week where they really do get it done.
Yeah, I'm just going to continue with the 6-1 trend. I'm going to bet just the home massive dog. They could lose by 2 touchdowns, which is huge, and still cover this. It's just one of those weird SEC games, nothing to it. I think Florida can score. They score points. Like they a couple weeks ago against Spencer Rattler, they put up a bunch of points. I mean, they can hang. I just think Georgia's, I don't know, something like not only is their offense not in stride for me without Brock, but their defense isn't like Georgia's defense to me. I mean, Vanderbilt was putting some movement on them last week.
They did score.
That's what I'm saying. So like I just like the spot of 14.5. It's too big. I also like the over just in case it's a high scoring game.
Yeah, I just looked at the public money. 66% of bets on Florida, but 75% of the money on Georgia. So
I'll be riding against a lot of sharps this week.
Tate.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna go the same way. I'm gonna take the points with Florida. I mean, especially a home dog like that without Brock Bowers. I think we saw, against Kentucky that game they really got going. That was the one game they covered the spread.
Yeah.
And it was the Brock Bowers game.
It was.
Yeah.
He went absolutely nuts. And now they don't have him, and I think they're gonna have to establish weapons in this game, and they might win the game, but they're gonna have to figure out how to do that against. Florida's not a great team, but the fact that they can lose by 2 touchdowns and still cover, I think that's too many points.
Yeah, I agree. Sleepy bet also, before I let the rest of the table make their picks, their tight end room was heralded as one of the best in the country. Their backup tight end, I forget his name, but Ed, my buddy who's a Georgia fan, shout out
Friend of
Ed,
the pod.
he bet his anytime touchdown in the most insane same-game parlay, and it hit. This guy, without Brock Bowers going, is going to put up crazy numbers. Bet him to score a touchdown. They're backup tight end for Georgia. But Mike, go ahead.
With that being said, I am still going to go with Florida plus 14.5. Georgia literally hates to cover the spread this season. They are 1-6. They are 1-4 at home and over 2 on away games. First of them being Auburn, second being last week against Vanderbilt. That's right. They're allergic to it. They're not going to do it, especially without Brock Bowers. I don't believe. Yeah, that's about it. Maybe no logic, but I don't believe.
No, I feel you.
Something about this line was just weird, which is why I just think you got to go with the dogs minus 14.5 and give me the under 47.
Ooh,
Interesting.
dogs in the under. One more game. Tennessee at Kentucky. Big SEC showdown between 2 one-loss SEC teams.
Yep.
Big game. Tennessee minus 3.5. Over under 51.5. Mario, our SEC guy over there. I mean, these are the 2 teams people are saying are up there with LSU in that competition for like almost the best in the SEC.
Yeah.
How do you see this one playing out?
I just don't. As Ryan, quoting Ryan, he says, there's levels to this shit. I just don't think Kentucky's on the same level as Tennessee. Something about them, like even the way they got rolled by Missouri, like I don't know. They're not convincing to me. Even though they're at home, just give me Tennessee minus 3.5. As far as an over-under, it's going to be close. Maybe just give me the under, but I'm not going to really be betting the total that much, but just give me Tennessee minus 3.5.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I'm in a similar boat. I actually am going to do the opposite as Mario, though, although we're in a very similar
Every
boat.
time that's the
Same
open.
wavelength.
Imagine this.
I'm taking against him. I'm running. Stepping
But
from
like
the train.
for the same reason, right?
How could it be?
No, yeah, hear me out. So I think
There's levels to.
I think there's definitely levels to the shit. I think Tennessee will definitely win.
So you have a
But-
1 or 2 or 3 chance.
But
Big bet.
I'm not taking the spread. I'm taking the under of 51.5.
Ooh.
I like that bet. All right.
Okay, so you're not taking a side.
Okay. Okay.
I am.
Wait. So that's almost exactly like Mario.
But also nothing like Mario.
He took the under. And
He had the under.
But he didn't take no.
Tennessee in the under.
He had the under.
Oh, I didn't know you had the under.
So same as
boat,
Mario.
different.
But except
back
for
to the
the
same.
Tennessee.
Same thing, but
Just
different,
smaller
but
boat.
also the
Smaller
same.
boat.
Well, yeah. I'm not in Tennessee. But we're both on the under.
None of us are in Tennessee, correct?
Wait, what?
You're not in Tennessee?
You're not.
You're not in Tennessee.
All right.
I am also not in Tennessee at all. I am taking the points here at home. I like home dogs, especially when I think 2 teams are very similar. Tennessee, not convincing to me at all this year. I mean, Kentucky hasn't been either. But, I mean, Kentucky's loss is against Georgia. And it was at Georgia. If you're going to have a loss on your schedule, that's the one to have against the number 1 team on the road. So, Kentucky still has a lot of juice left. They could make something happen in the SEC. Don't think it'll happen, but this isn't the spot for them to. You don't need to get creative here and take the away favorite. Tennessee cannot finish games. They had Alabama where they wanted them.
Yeah, they did.
And they just gave it away.
Yep.
They didn't even look like they were trying. The way
They
score on the first play after halftime?
They blinked and Bama
That
was
line,
covering.
it's
It
'cause
was
the line
actually
is-
insane.
The line was broken.
Bama covered and Tennessee was up 14-0. So I have no faith in Tennessee's ability to hold a lead at all if they even get out to one. Give me home underdog Kentucky plus 3.5.
Yeah, first foremost, I love the under. Under is a big play for me. I just think this is one of those weird games, like SEC games, that are just going to stay under. It's going to be a competitive game. If I'm going to lean one way, I'm just going to go Tennessee. I just think they're more experienced and on defense, and I just think that Devin Leary hasn't really done anything to me.
They got a running back, though.
I mean, Jordan Waller's a dog, don't get me wrong, but I just think that nothing is crazy for me in this game, and I just think Tennessee, they'll be able to score points. I don't love the side, but the under I love a lot. But if I had to lean, I'd do Tennessee.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I haven't watched a lot of either of these teams play football this year, except for Kentucky play Georgia. But I'm just gonna ride with the points and the home team dogs. So I'll take Kentucky plus 3.5.
Kentucky. All right, I got someone with me. I've been against the
Bang.
grain on all these picks. So
Rider.
let's go, baby. All right, well, that was the big games. We had 6 big games, 6 marquee games. This is going to be a fun week in college football. We have a lot of games that are not the ranked versus ranked teams, but they're a lot of fun ones.
Yeah.
And we're going to have them on the cards. So without further ado,
Big card.
let's tell you what bets we're taking this week. Everyone's favorite part of the show. We are here.
baby.
College
Oh, yeah.
football cards. We're going to go through the cards, go around the table. This is every bet we are taking on Saturday or Friday or even Thursday night, since this is coming out Thursday afternoon.
Get those ones in.
We're going to then tell you the upsets and then give you our mortal locks so you can know what you're sweating for the mortal lock parlay. As
But
always,
not-
start
not
down
me,
there with
not me.
Mario. Give us the full card.
The full card. All right, starting
Realistic.
off, as usual, we got Colorado plus 17.5. No surprises there. Shout out Coach
Buffs.
Prime.
Sure.
Next, we got Georgia Tech plus 11.5.
The ride.
Listen, not ideal, but it's a spot this week. This week, it's a spot. Boston College, UConn over 51.5 points. Florida State minus 20.5 against Wake Forest. Shout out Florida State, hate them. Maryland minus 13.5 against Northwestern. Not much to say there. Texas A&M, South Carolina over 54 points. This pains me to read out loud. Colorado State plus 12 against Air Force.
It's not a bad spot. It looks weird.
It's not a bad spot.
Wow.
Shout out Kyle.
That's a trap. That's a
Unshout
trap.
out Kyle.
That is a non
Can't say shout. I'll shout out Kyle when it gets to me.
Yeah, no.
I start every card the same way.
Hold up.
Clemson, NC State under 44.
That's always a good bet.
Love that.
Miami minus 19 against Virginia.
It's a great spot.
Oregon minus 6.5. Already
Bang.
said that. UL Monroe minus 2 against Arkansas State. To be honest, don't know anything about this game, but when I saw this line,
It's
it
got
just
3 points.
it looked like a spot where that's
Something you want.
a
to
distance they can strike. So
Ooh, striking distance.
and also give me the over 56.
Add to the card.
Okay,
No,
double
yeah,
up,
down
double
on
I'm
up.
all over this game.
Double it up.
All over
Big
this
game.
Arkansas State.
It's big game.
Ohio
It's big game.
Love it.
Big game. Ohio State minus 14.5 against Wisconsin. Ole Miss minus 24.5 against Vanderbilt. Arizona plus 3 against Oregon State. Shout out DJ, the Avatar. And Arizona State plus 6 against Washington State. And Duke Louisville under 46.5.
Ooh,
That is the card.
that's a clean card. That's a clean
That's a good
clean card.
Big
like
games
that.
on that
All right,
card.
Mike.
I like that.
Do we have you're doing iffy on college? Probably you're low on college. So I'm assuming
Yet?
you have a short card.
No, we have my largest college card of the season.
Today.
Oh, I love that.
That makes
Adds
sense.
up.
All right,
15 picks.
let's hear it.
Yeah.
Let's go into it.
big.
We're going to start with the ones that we already talked about.
Just scored.
Oregon minus 6.5 against Utah. Oregon, Utah over 48 points. Duke, Louisville under 46.5 points.
Did you say
Okay.
under? Point up.
Yeah, but I made the U.
That's going
I made a U.
Oh,
What did you
No, I made
what
a
did you
U.
say?
under.
Duke, Louisville under 46. Kansas plus 10 against Oklahoma. UCLA minus 17.5 because Colorado. UCLA, Colorado under 63.5. Florida plus 14.5 versus Georgia. Oh yeah, now we're out of the games that we talked about, by the way. Florida State minus 20.5 against Wake Forest.
I'm about to win 100 bets this week.
Michigan State plus 7 against Minnesota. Auburn minus 6.5 against Mississippi State. Air Force minus 12. Shout out Kyle against Colorado State.
Hi.
Shout out.
Or Ohio State minus 14.5 versus Wisconsin.
That's sharp. No.
That's sharp.
Hold on for a sec. I see what he did.
Is there
here.
a clip of him saying that Wisconsin was one of the games that they lose this year?
Yeah, no. He has Wisconsin winning this game.
But I also said last year, similar to what Ryan did, last week, if Ohio State were to win and just destroy Penn State as they did, I gave my garden to Ryan.
You're opening up your flowers.
I donated my flowers.
You're giving me your flower.
I gave you all my flowers.
You're giving me all your flowers.
all the flowers.
For the rest of your life?
Ryan's gonna deflower you.
No.
I'm deflowering you.
No, don't get near. No,
Shout out
don't-
Mike's
no.
flowers.
Wow.
Don't get near my nursery.
It sounds like you just gave him all your flowers.
Can I continue with my card?
Continue, but that was a smart jinx. I know you don't want Ohio State to win, so take
No,
it as
I
mine.
do.
That's
Because
good.
I love riding with my boys.
It's a win-win for you.
He loves
Mike.
riding his
love
boys.
riding
Finish
with
the
my
card.
boys.
Riding
Finish
his
the card.
boys.
Finish the card. Finish the
All
card.
right. Let's finish it up. We're gonna go with Vanderbilt plus 24.5 against Ole Miss. We're gonna go Arizona State plus 6 against Washington State. And of course,
sharp.
hook 'em horns. Gotta go Texas minus 17.5 against BYU.
Ooh. I love that.
I saw you cross out like 45 lines. So
Everything's gone.
Big week in college
Half the
last
card.
week. 9-6-1, 9-6-1, 9-6-1. I gave you winners. I'm giving you winners in college. These are where you want to be. Big card, 17 picks. We're going to go at least 14-3. At least 14-3. These are all winners. Starting every card the same. This is the one handcuff pick I make every week. I love it. Air Force minus 12 at Colorado State.
Shout out Kyle.
Shout out Kyle. Utah plus 6.5. UCLA under 63.5. Also UCLA minus the 17.5. Duke Louisville under 46.5. Oklahoma minus 10. Georgia minus the 14.5. Kentucky plus the 3.5. Whoa. That was a lot of words. Kentucky plus the 3.5. Now to the games that we didn't talk about. Auburn minus 6.5 against Mississippi State. Wyoming plus 5 at Boise State.
Love that.
Wisconsin plus 14.5 at home against Ohio State. They never win this game, but it stays close. I actually like low scoring here too.
Is that only because I bet Ohio State?
No, this is
okay.
this is bet on the card. I'm riding Ohio State. I think they're great, but this is a classic letdown spot after a huge win. I think they win by 10. UNC minus 11.5 at Georgia Tech. Washington State minus 6 at Arizona State. Overreaction. Arizona plus 3 at home against Oregon State and the outright. Outright's obviously not on the card. These are just spreads, but this number is crazy. This is one of those you gotta have Arizona on the card here. This is almost a mortal for me, but I love my mortal even more. Miami, Ohio at Ohio under 39. I love saying that matchup. Miami, Ohio at Ohio under the 39. Tulane, Rice under 54.5. Troy, Texas State under 52.5. And lastly, Vanderbilt, Ole Miss under 63.5.
Under. All right, 11-7, 11-7, 11-7 last week.
7-11. Oh, thank heaven.
Bars.
Bang.
All right, starting off with the Thursday Night Classic. Get your bet in quick. Georgia State, Georgia Southern under 63.5. These are two good teams going at it in their own conference. It'll stay close and under. Florida State, team total over 36 versus Wake Forest. I will not stop betting this bet. They score. Oklahoma, Kansas over 65. Oklahoma minus 10. And Oklahoma team total over 37.
Wow.
Get the
Triple
triple
down.
Triple dip. Last week,
Triple
I
down.
swept it with LSU. Triple dipping, hoping to sweep again.
Love triple dips.
I love triple dips.
love triple.
Texas A&M minus 14 versus South Carolina. This line makes no sense. They're 2 touchdown favorites in South Carolina. Put on my card because it makes no sense. Kansas State minus 17.5 versus Houston. They just blew out TCU. TCU killed Houston. This will be a murder. Kansas State team total over 36. Murder. SMU team total over 37.5. They beat Temple 55-0 last week. Hoping for the same outcome and get that over. Clemson minus 10.5 for NC State. This is a massive line for absolutely no reason. They should not be more than 3.5 point favorites in NC State.
No, they should not. No.
I love this line. Too big. Clemson comes back. Big game. North Texas, Memphis over 69. North Texas is sneaky good. They almost beat Tulane last week. Push the over. This week they'll hit the over. Oregon minus 6.5 versus Utah. Already talked about it. Love. Notre Dame team total over 31.5 versus Pitt. Pitt's terrible. Notre Dame's going to ride. Murder it. Louisville minus 4 versus Duke. And the under of 46.5. Love both those bets. Weird line. Like Louisville. Don't like a lot of points. Auburn minus 6.5 versus Mississippi State. Auburn's good at home. They're really good at home, and they'll continue to be so. I like Auburn here. USC team total over 38 versus Cal. I might not like USC, but Cal's defense lets anyone run through them. Oregon State 52, Utah 55, whatever, it doesn't matter. Cal gives them 1,000,000 points. Ohio State minus 14.5 versus Wisconsin. I would think it was a letdown spot if it wasn't for our defense being this good. Our defense is so legit. It doesn't matter how you feel about the game. We're strapping down. Offensive roll would be fine. Love minus 14.5. I have 2 picks in the next game. Colorado team total under 24.
Ooh.
I'm not going to go off my UCLA pick of all year. UCLA defense is legit. Continue to do so against this Colorado team. And, of course, I'll back that up with my under 63.5 in the full game. UNC, Georgia Tech over 63.5. Drake May is going to be mad. He's going to show it in this game. Points. Love it a lot. And to end it, the sneaky team that just creeped into the top 25, James Madison minus 20 versus Old Dominion. Love that deal on the card.
Absolute
Wagon.
I like
They've only
that.
missed one cover. Love it. All over it. Hammer.
I like that.
I like it. Tate, round us out here.
Okay, we're going to, first off, biggest card of the year.
Bang.
Starting right off, we're going to go with Florida State at Wake Forest over 51.5. Penn State minus the 32 versus Indiana. I'm sorry. Indiana might not score a point in this game. Their team total over is 6.5. So I think.
What?
Jeez.
That's an under.
Oklahoma minus 10 at Kansas. BYU at Texas over 50.
Shout out Slovis.
Shout out Keaton Slovis. And that number of 50 right there. 50 always hits the over. Florida plus 14.5 versus Georgia. We'll see how this goes. I'm just taking the odds. Georgia is 1-6 against spread. Oregon minus 6.5 at Utah. This was almost my mortal as well. I absolutely love this. One of my favorite bets of the week, Rice plus 11 versus Tulane at home. I think, what's his name? JT Daniels is going to expose this Tulane team that's not actually that good. And they can step up for sure. Washington minus 26.5 at Stanford. Air Force, shout out Kyle. Minus 12 at Colorado State. Ole Miss team total over of 44.5 versus Vanderbilt. Teams just score on Vanderbilt.
Yeah.
And this Ole Miss offense is very good. Arizona, Oregon State, one of my favorite bets, over 56.5 this week. Duke, Louisville, under 46.5. Army, UMass, over 48. UMass, I will continue to bet UMass overs. They have the worst defense in college football.
Love UMass.
Texas A&M, minus 14 versus South Carolina. As Ryan said, this line makes no sense. 2 touchdown favorites. I absolutely love it. Clemson, NC State, under 44.
Always a great bet.
Love that.
Kentucky plus the 3.5 versus Tennessee. Memphis minus 7.5 at North Texas. Marshall at Coastal Carolina over 45. Arizona State versus Washington State under 51. Miami, Ohio. I love Miami, Ohio. Plus the 7 at Ohio. This is going to be a very low scoring game. They're going to keep it close.
Bet the under 2.
Yeah, I love the under. UCLA, Colorado under 63.5. UNLV plus the 7.5 at Fresno State. And my crappy pick of the week.
Yes.
Hawaii, San Jose State under 60.5.
That's a great pick.
23 college picks. I counted them as you went.
23 college football picks, yes.
It's a great card.
Have fun,
It's a
Mike.
beautiful
great
card.
card.
Have fun.
card.
Editor's going to have fun. Shout out, Mike.
Those are the cards. Everyone gave you some fire picks. A lot of picks. A lot of picks. This just shows you how electric the week is. Even if it isn't super top heavy, very spread out. A lot of good games.
Yeah.
A lot of good games.
A lot of good games.
Now let's talk about games that could be a little upset. Let's talk about our
let's hit an
best
upset.
I like
best
I like
plus
upsets.
money pick of the week.
I'm
Here's
starting
our
to give
upsets.
juice now, by the way. So yeah, you.
All right, let's see some juice.
Bang.
Plus 110.
Upset of the week time.
Come on, let's hit, boys.
Oh yeah.
Tate, we missed every upset last week. Give me a winner right here. We're starting with you, going around the table. What is your best pick?
Absolutely love this upset this week. I think it hits more times than not.
Hot and
We're going to go
spicy.
with a plus 350 bet in Rice at home to beat
Ooh.
a ranked Tulane team.
I love
I
that.
like that.
Love that.
I was
I
looking
like
at that.
we've seen JT Daniels step up in weird situations. Like sometimes they'll just get rolled
Played
over.
good last week.
Sometimes he'll just play well and they'll win the game. Okay, so I think this is an absolutely perfect spot. They either get blown out or they kind of win this game. They'll compete the whole game and have a chance to win it the whole time.
Best kind of
I
upsets.
love the plus 11, but the money line at plus 350. Oh, give me the juice.
Give you the juice.
Shout out JT Daniels.
North
Rice.
Texas almost did it last week.
Yep,
They
love
did
it.
this week. I love that. I'm going a little Big Ten action. Northwestern plus 382 over Maryland at home. Maryland is slowing down a lot after that Ohio State loss. They lost to Illinois last week, and it was terrible. I mean, Illinois is probably the second or worst team in all of the Big Ten. It's really bad. And Northwestern's at home. It's one of those sneaky Big Ten games, like you were saying, middle of the year. I just like the juice here. It's a Big Ten matchup. Great spot for Northwestern, and plus 382. Love it.
I love those. Two big, a lot of juice on those plays.
Oh,
yeah.
Plus 350, plus
And if you
382.
combine them, you probably get yours.
You get to mine. It's actually a little less than mine. I'm giving you a plus 750 on the money line.
Oh, you really cooled it
That was
down.
actually
A heavy hitter.
exact-
No,
And
you
you're
cooled it
going to
down,
want to
though.
bet this game. You're going to want to bet this game. I just want everyone to listen here. This is the game you bet the money line, but you don't touch the spread. BYU plus 750 against Texas. This is an outright spot. Quinn Ewers not playing. Malik Murphy, trash. Texas.
I actually love that.
I mean, BYU.
This is actually. I love the value.
Keaton
of
Slovis-
this.
It's actually such
With a backup
way
quarterback,
too much
yeah.
value. For a
Way
backup
too much
quarterback.
value, backup
Yeah.
quarterback.
Yeah.
Keaton Slovis has experience in big games. Whether or not he plays well in them is a different
Yeah.
story. But I can see this be a spot where Texas doesn't get going quick. I don't think they start 21-0 like last week. I think it's close. If they stick around a quarter, maybe only have 7 or 3 points through like most of the first, BYU gets some of that juice. I think if they stay in it, they can make a run at the end. You're getting 7.5 to 1 on your pick here. You got it.
Yeah, it's a
it.
ton
Could
of
be
value.
like an Oklahoma UCF game. Like
Yeah.
they just have a chance to
who-
win the
you
whole
never
time.
know what
Yeah.
happens.
Dude, it's only fitting that his one upset is going to hit is going to be against the team Michael's begging to win.
I haven't hit an upset this year, so it's actually good for you, Mike. You're welcome.
Michael's in the
I mean,
top
obviously
in your
I'm not.
favor.
Well, obviously I'm not a book, but I'll do 5 to 1 at $100 bet.
Dude, no, I'm getting 7.5 to 1.
How does that make any sense?
I'll bet you
'cause we're
7.
friends.
I'll bet the number I just said at $100 with you right now.
I mean, that's why I said I'm not a book.
That's a good bet, Mike, if you like Texas.
Why would I bet plus 500 when I have plus 750?
Yeah.
Because it's more
If you were a
electric
friend,
when
you
we're
would give
betting
them better
against
odds.
each other.
You give them
We're
plus
friends,
1,000.
but I'm not gonna take $250 off my
hey,
pay.
Make the bet, Mike. Plus 750.
Plus
I'll-
1,000.
What?
I'll get
100
plus
bucks.
750.
No, I'm not. I'm not a book. If I were a book, then sure, I would do that. I'm not a book.
Okay, well I will be placing it at plus
That logic is
750.
fine.
Will you
Alright.
give me
Alright.
plus 500 odds?
No, get the away.
Okay.
Away from me.
I'll take it.
What's the upset, Mike?
Christ.
Upset, Mike.
Oh god, now I'm just so upset.
He's
This
like,
is
shit, NC State.
no. No, my upset was my biggest gut feel of the week.
Ooh.
Actually, I am already taking their spread of plus 7. I'm gonna go with Michigan State at plus 220 against Minnesota.
Ooh,
Straight up, just gut feel.
gut feel. You like the way it looks.
Gut feel.
I loved it.
That Big Ten scrawny win.
I just saw 2 M's and I was like, I like the
That's
Money,
how Michael
money.
bets.
Money,
they,
Mike.
they did score 0 points.
Money,
last
Mike.
week.
Money,
Yeah,
money,
man.
money line.
Money Mike.
Yeah.
All right, Mario, round us out here.
Yeah. This week is actually a little interesting for me. I had 2 lines that I just loved. So what I figured I'd do is I'd give you both the lines. Now one's going to count as my official upset, just so we keep track. But I'm actually sprinkling on both these lines. So I'll just give you like an honorable mention and then the official line.
I like
So
it.
the honorable mention is Colorado State plus 365. I just think it's a sneaky spot.
It is sneaky. I actually
it's-
agree. It's
and it's
sneaky.
actually a
As
ton
long
of
as it's
value.
fair.
So
Not against the force. Not against the force.
not against the force. Yeah, I just think it'll be a close game.
Gotta
So
stop betting against Kyle.
and what do you mean?
And shout out Kyle, friend of the pod.
Yeah,
This is my first time
I don't
betting
think
against
he's
him.
ever bet against.
Yeah.
him.
Nah, I'm
That's
just
all right.
saying.
Okay, and then
First and
my
last.
official upset. It's this is the first time I'm getting their money line back where I got them when we started.
Wow.
In this range.
Oh, shit.
They've been losing, and it's finally instead of when they beat TCU, you know, every spread for them was like plus 7 against USC, plus like 14 or something against.
Back to where you like
it's
it.
back to where I like it, in the striking distance. I got them right where I want them, plus 600. Back to the well. We're going Colorado. It's a big week for Colorado.
Big
Colorado,
week.
Colorado State. Give me Colorado. Shout out Deion Sanders. I think he's going to coach this team up pretty well. Colorado plus 600. That's my upset.
Big Colorado
Wow.
guy this week in Mario.
All right, those were your upsets, and now it's time. Let's talk Mortal Locks. Mortal Lock season is here. This is the time we hit a lock. We hit one 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
We've been a little cold for the last 3 weeks, partly due to someone losing all of those 3 weeks. Mr. Yoon is now relegated from the parlay. We talked about this on Wednesday.
Oh,
So
yeah.
he's
I'll
out.
get back from it a lot faster than you did.
We'll see.
Oh.
Yeah, no, this is a camp.
Is there a bet on the table?
Well, I mean, this week's is a
shots
camp
fired.
mix.
I mean, we'll see how it works.
Are we giving out more money?
It's a camp mix.
Yeah, one of us is in the parlay, one's not. So the way that's gonna work, we're gonna start with Mario for the Mortal Lock. We're gonna skip over Mike. So just pretend he's not here. Skip over him. Go to these 3 picks. We're gonna tell you the odds on your parlay, and at the end, we're gonna let Mike make his picks, see if he can get out of relegation. So Mario, go ahead. Start us off here. What's the first
Come on,
leg
baby.
of the Mortal Lock parlay?
Automatically hammer this pick. I don't think you understand. It's 7-2, best pick ever. What do we got?
7-2.
My mortal this week is going to be the over in the USC Cal game of 67.5.
Woo! I love it. I
Points.
love it.
I kind of like it.
I
too,
love it.
honestly.
Points.
I love it. No,
Yeah.
100%. Cal gives up 1,000,000 points.
Cal gets up points,
And USC has
and they
no
put up
defense.
points too.
Yep.
And
Yep.
USC's defense isn't great, so just
Yep.
big number.
Your mortals are so just like clean.
They make
Like,
sense.
Yeah,
It's
they make
common
way
sense.
too much
And
sense.
I'm like
It's common
scared to bet
sense.
him, and I look and they hit. So
Yeah.
I'm betting that. I love it. First leg's a good one. This one is I like this too much to be a real line, and some people might have different feelings about it. I'm going with the Auburn Mississippi State under 43.5. This is
I don't mind it.
I really don't even see like 25, 30 points in this game. This is an Auburn domination, but Mississippi State's not going to get going at all. I love this under. I really, really love this under. There's a couple spreads I was going to hammer, like Arizona +3, and I saw this and was just like, oh, this is it. It spoke to me. So Auburn, Mississippi State under 43.5.
Mississippi State, do what you did last week, please. Please,
Yeah.
please. Same exact scenario. All right,
That's
baby.
what we need.
Easy, simple. This team that just whooped up on another team, that's
Easy
where we're
breezy.
going today. We're going to Penn State -32 at home versus
Wow.
Indiana.
No
No.
way.
This is the easiest pick of your life. Another.
Whoa.
Anything you want to argue about
Mike
No.
just
my picks?
in the middle
I
of
just
his
can't
mortal
believe-
just saying there's no way.
I just can't believe. No. It's not. I can't believe it. Or there's no way it hits. I can't believe you're mortaling like your mortal enemy.
Not
That's
my
crazy.
mortal enemy. That's
Like,
how you know
that's
you're a
crazy.
great bettor, when you bet with your brain, not with your heart.
No, I hear you. That's
Anyways,
just crazy.
one relegated, one not.
That's crazy.
All right, here we go.
Hey, dog, I wasn't even trying to attack you. I was giving you like.
I think this gets
Like a
ugly in the
fly.
first. I think this gets ugly in the first half. Indiana played Michigan 2 weeks ago. I think they lost 45-0. Oh wait, they did 45-0. It's going to be a murder. Dominant team. Out of 130 teams, Indiana ranks 116th in offense.
Yeah.
Playing probably the second or third best defense in all the nation.
Yeah.
When you said the line was 6.5 for their team total over, that'll be a sweat for anyone betting it. 2 field goals is the maximum to get if they're lucky. I love this. Penn State's going to roll. From now on out, Penn State needs to start building a resume, and that means dominating at home when you need to. Yeah. This is one of those games coming off a loss. I mean, this is going to be an absolute roll, and every game they played at home this year, they've won on average of 44 points.
Wow.
Lock it in.
They've done it all year against
all year.
bad
they've
teams.
Locked in. They've hit every spread they've
Yeah.
wanted this year except for Ohio State. All year bad teams is the lock.
Well, we got an over and under.
Huge
Favorite, Mr. Curran, what's the last bet in the parlay?
We're actually going to go to the NFL.
Whoa!
Second time this year.
Look at
yeah.
you.
I'm going to go to the Texans Panthers over 43.
Wow.
Wow. I like that though.
It's
like
a
that.
No, I
it's,
do like
it's
that.
very
Bad
much
quarterbacks.
it's very much a sharp spot. When I saw it, I just absolutely loved. When I saw it, I just absolutely loved. I didn't know how to feel about it at first, but I'm thinking, hey, they have absolutely nothing to lose. They're gonna try and prove to each other that they're better, and I think they're just gonna be
Like
like
one and
points.
two picks?
And also, both of them bottom half defenses in the NFL.
Yeah.
And for some reason, the Panthers just play catch up all the time, and they just
Yeah.
score points at the end of the game. I think the Texans win this game pretty easy, but I don't think it matters. I think 43 is not even going to be a sweat.
Wow. I
I'm
love
going
it.
for 4 balls.
There you
I
have
love
it.
this. Come on, baby.
You have the USC over, Auburn under, Penn State minus the points, and the over in the Texans Panthers game. Those 4 plays hit. We're going to pay you $650. All you have to do to hit this parlay, 4-leg parlay, like, comment, subscribe. Throw a like, throw a comment on the video, just be a subscriber, support all the videos each week. We've already hit one of these and paid someone out this year.
Yeah.
This is your parlay to do it. Now, to Michael, you're in relegation. This is your pick. You will not be back in the parlay till you hit one.
Oh yeah.
What's
Get out of the hole.
No,
What's
see,
the pick to get out of the hole?
Here's the thing. I'm definitely coming back out of the hole next week. Like I'm gonna be back in the parlay next week.
100%.
But like I just have to advise don't bet this bet. Right, because I'm in relegation. So like that's
You just said.
logic.
You just said.
This
it
is your
was-
moral
I'm
law. Everyone should bet
100%.
it.
No, I'm 100% getting back
He's
in.
just talking about the trend. Like,
Yeah,
it
it's the
hasn't- so,
trend.
like,
But
right?
you
So-
just said 100% is gonna
Okay,
win. Why would
okay,
someone not bet a
okay.
winner?
I don't think you understand what I'm saying. Anyways, I'm gonna go with the Eagles Commanders under 43.5. It seems shocking because last time they played, it went to OT. Obviously, it hit the over with like 65 points. I don't think that is gonna be the way this game goes. The Eagles have been absolutely rolling. I think their offense is just going to light them up, throw up like 35 points, and I don't think the Commanders' offense has anything to them at all.
Wait, what's the under?
It's
43.5.
8.
And you think the Eagles are
8
going
points.
35?
I don't think the Commanders are going to score. Like, I genuinely do not think the Commanders are going to
Eagles are
score.
only
They put
6.5
up
point
7
favorites.
against the Giants. The Giants don't have the most amazing defense. Grant, they're not terrible, but they're not fantastic. I think that shows even more the Commanders' lack of an offense, and they're going to have to be playing catch up the entire time against the Eagles when they take an absolutely dominant early lead, and they're just not going to be able to do it. So I'm going to take the under 43.5, and I'm going to take it large.
Wow.
Beautiful.
Taking it large.
it's a
So
sharp spot.
there you have
Get back
it.
in.
There are the 5 mortals, the 4-way mortal lock parlay. Like I said, we're paying you $650. Show some support to the channel. I mean, it's literally free money. I mean, we get like maybe 10, 15 comments. I mean,
Can I just say one thing real
yeah,
quick?
say as much as you want.
We have been giving away a lot of free money lately. My $50, his $50, our $350, $100 for subscribers. It's free, guys. It's not that hard. Just subscribe, like, comment, share with a friend, do whatever you need to do. All you have to do is do 5 seconds of work for free money, and we're doing it almost on a weekly basis.
Yeah, we're giving.
Come on.
We're giving away actually way
It's
too
a
much
ton of
money.
money.
Yeah, we're
we should be
giving
looking
away,
in the mirror and say, what the hell are we doing? We
Yeah.
use this for our lives.
Yeah, we should.
But you know,
We
support
totally
the
Minus
channel.
EV podcast.
Yeah.
But it's for you guys. It's for our fans.
Yeah.
So come on.
Yeah, it's
Bye.
been fun. Tate, before we head out, tell the people what they need to do.
You heard it from Ryan. Just do it.
Oh,
Just do it.
Just do it.
just do it.
We'll see you guys on
Just do
Friday.
it.
And good luck on all